Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back, Memory Sector Zero. I'm your host, 165, and we are here today to take a closer look at Zone 4. Very exciting cyberspace map there. As you can see, we have a multitude of databases, but wait, there's more. We didn't even care about one of them. We don't even need to go to SenseNet. So really, this should be a hopefully quick video. We've got a little bit more of work to do before we jump up and break that ice. As you can see here, we're visiting our friends, the Panther Moderns, over at Larry's Microsofts. Larry, of course, absent from behind the counter because I framed him for a crime he didn't commit and put out an arrest warrant for his life. Let's head back into the back room, and see our friend Lupus. I need a polycarbon suit. And there's no way you come back here without saying this. Important for the game? No. Important for life? Yes. I should know. Can't angle that quite right. I think you get the gist of it. Chaos. That is our mode modus. That is our central kick. I don't believe the believe it part is in the book. It's interesting because that quote obviously is in the book, and it's in the book in the context of what we're about to do. So yeah, it's a coincidence really, because we could have visited him earlier in the game and went back here to get an evasion skill chip, which we don't need because we know all the AI's weaknesses and we have Zen. So forgive me, one of these days I'll remember. Keep that volume turned down. So he's gonna absolutely scalp us for security pass, but we've got 500,000 credits, so not really all that important to us. Let's head over to the east side of town in the high-tech zone and jack in at SenseNet and see our friends at Gridpoint. Not very nice ice. We've got enough software at this point to make it feasible, but we still got to play our cards right. Lonnie Zone's girl is gone, no doubt conducting her business in a coffin at the cheap hotel. And her business is selling Girl Scout cookies. What were you thinking? Come on. Burned out building. And here we go. For fuck's sakes. Fat fingered that one. There we go. And if you take a close look at the map there, you can see in the lower right-hand corner near the Freeside sub-map and see that SenseNet is directly below us, to the south, so to speak. All right, things are about to get lit at SenseNet. 30 seconds to produce our pass. Fair enough. Should I give him the guest pass? That's for the Matrix restaurant. You're going to jail. So let's give this and satisfy the computer. Okay. So now it wants to know what ROM construct we want. That's our, well, it's not our main purpose for being here. We need the cyberspace jack as well, but in the book, Dixie Flatline appears as a ROM construct that Case uses. The Moderns assist with the theft of it from SenseNet. They added a little twist into the game to create other ROM constructs, which are really corny, and I'm such a purist. I'm a little bit offended that they did that. They should have just left it alone, but I guess they wanted to have a little bit of fun. So just enough of my critical analysis. You're not here for that. The computer gives you a ROM construct, and boom, there we go. At this point in the game, for us, the most important thing that Dixie has to offer us is software debug. Now we can debug in cyberspace. That being said, you often want to jack out to regenerate your constitution. But yeah, if it's just like, you know, a main icebreaker or something, and you think you're gonna be okay, it'll save you some time. But enough of that. Let's jump up in here and do battle with gridpoint. And they are over at 163.20 on disc 1. So we're almost definitely going to need to use Armor All to make it through this battle. 163.20, here we go. Which is ironic because we just got it. We haven't used it yet, and we're about to get Armor All 2.0, assuming we can make our way through this ice. Yeah, this ice is shockingly tough. You know, even your big gun icebreakers get to the point where they're doing nothing. I still don't know how I feel about using 2 viruses on one database, but it's tempting here. Without Slow 3.0, you'd be dead very, very quickly. So all we do is use our fundamentals, the rudiments of icebreaking, Python 3.0, and then we just start swinging for the fences with blowtorch decoder. Of course, we got depth charge at this point. Let's start off with that. Definitely keep an eye on that EEG, which is going to change colors very quickly. Yeah, these icebreakers are doing like nothing. Literally nothing. I guess I shouldn't even be wasting my time with those. Concrete and depth charge. I don't know if I can't just keep using those 2. I think I'm gonna go for the double virus. I'm not a proponent of that, but God knows I got viruses to spare, and we could pick up more Thunderhead 3.0s here. Okay, what was I just talking about? This is exactly why you have a ROM, because we got to debug that and do it now. But first we'll do this. Alright, let's go right in with another virus. What else do I got here? Injector. And I think one more shot and we're going to need Armor All. That virus is going to end up doing more damage than our icebreakers at this point. Going with concrete. And this is probably going to turn us yellow right here. Yep. Look at that. Yeah. There we go. Alright, now we'll just use our junk icebreakers. It don't even really matter anymore. The ice will probably take this thing down. I mean, they're literally doing nothing, but it's not like I've had access to anything else at this point in the game. Is that it? That's it. Still stressful. Still stressful. So we've got Thunderhead 3.0, Hammer 5.0, which is ironic because Hammer 4.0 did absolutely nothing to this ice. And also Armor All 2.0, like I mentioned. And Injector 3.0. But let's get the important stuff first, always, in case you run out of deck space. Armor All, Hammer. And now we can go and scoop up as many viruses as we can hold, basically. And after this, we're going to be headed back to Freeside, Bankgammon Shaft, and really going to start picking up the big boy. Let's go ahead and grab one more. The big boy icebreakers, Logic Bomb, Doorstop 4.0. It's interesting, Logic Bomb 3.0 is available at like back-to-back databases, so Zone 5 is where it's at. But let's jump out of cyberspace here. Our work is done in Zone 4. And immediately do a disk save. as I do not relish the thought of battling that ice again. And I think that's all I got for you today, kids. Nice quick video after the marathon we had in Zone 3. So, kept it short, kept it sweet. Thanks for sticking around. Memory Sector 0. Catch you on the flip side.